Welcome back, everyone. We are with an interesting match. It will be Winthrop versus Blinn. And honestly, Doc, give me some, give me some words. What do you think is going to happen this match?
We are going to be first on control map, and the most common control map we've been running into is Lijiang Tower. I'm expecting a quick rollout setup by Blinn, and with that, I can quickly expect Blinn to engage within a firefight. The real question is Winthrop really strong with their offense or with their defense?
Yeah, that's honestly the biggest question because we know for a fact that Blinn is a very good offensive team. We've seen their Junker Queen comms. We've seen them play on those heavy brawl maps like New Junk City, Lijiang Tower. It'll definitely be interesting to see if Winthrop tries to out brawl them or play around them.
Indeed, and especially with the new season that has released today, you're very interested to see how all the character buffs and nerfs might impact Blinn's and the enemy team's picks this match.
Yeah, I completely forgot. New season just dropped today. The meta
Yep.
kind of shifted. Maps were changed, not too changed to be considered well unworthy to play.
But there's definitely nothing more to make you want to reconsider some key picks. Some noteworthy characters that have gotten changes is Sombra.
Yes, Sombra actually isn't allowed at the moment.
Ooh. And we are in. And we are first on Night Market for Lijiang Tower. However, it's not very night.
Let's see. Hit move. We gotta
On Blinn's side, Holt has Orisa. We are going to have a Symmetra, but I'm very certain that characters as soon as they do their rollout. We have a McCree, a Juno, and a Brigida. Meanwhile, on the enemy team, we have Reinhardt, Ash, Torbjorn, Lucio, and their own Juno.
Indeed, as we can see, this is going to be interesting. Infected is playing Reinhardt, and obviously with Haluk on Orisa, he might reconsider his life choices with this one.
And they enter the fray.
As we can see, Infected is taking the fight, interestingly, against the Orisa. Oh, we can see Orisa. Oh, takes down Haluk, takes down Tree. Oh, it takes on Infected too. That puts Blinn on top.
And Blinn has secured the objective. They have swapped out their Symmetra for a Pharah. The enemy team has swapped out their Reinhardt for a Orisa of their own. Blinn is contacting them very well near their spawn exits. And Blinn is hanging out in the fight while the enemy team is trying to slowly push right back in. They have a tank on the objective. I repeat, they have a tank on the objective, while the rest of their team is closing in pretty quickly.
Excuse me, we had a bit of some technical difficulties. My apologies. Anyway, as we can see, we've got
the enemy team
taking the point.
Yep, the enemy team has taken the objective. Now Blinn really needs to be careful because the enemy team has a Juno ready and a high nuke. Meanwhile, Blinn has potentially an Ashe Juno and a currently active Orisa.
This is going to be interesting because we're going to see Ultraviolet with the Juno ult, see how she's going to be able to engage this fight. Ooh, Haluk takes down Samchovies or Sunsets. Bob gets put onto points. We can see them rushing it. And Haluk, but Bob and Juno comes out from Winthrop. Sky finds Tree. Sky finds 3 and Ultraviolet rack attack and Tree, but Infected takes down Sky. But this still puts Blinn at top. Just Orisa on point, brings out the Terror Surge. Unfortunately,
But
does not find anything.
enough. And Blinn has taken back the objective with potentially one ult
Tree
in their
picks
economy.
Sunset. That's an early detrimental point for Blinn.
But Blinn is still making headway with over 50%.
We can see both teams don't actually have any ult, so this is going to be a really dry fight.
Except our Brigida has an ult, and we swapped out our Ashe for a Widowmaker.
Interesting. Ooh, a Sunset finds Tree as Blinn pops Brig. Ooh, Haluk takes down Infected, leaving only Smamchobies and Ultraviolet to get picked. And staggered. Ooh, this is looking really good for Blinn JV.
As long as Blinn's able to keep that defensive front line, that will do them very,
Blinn
very
Varsity,
good.
my apologies.
The Tracer pick might be a pain in the butt with a final tap on the objective. But what's this? The Tracer is just framing it.
Terror Surge comes out from Haluk. Regime finds Rack Attack. Sky Sniper finds Tree. This is looking really good for Blinn. I'm not really too sweating here. And as we can see,
First round
Blinn
goes
takes
Blinn.
the first round. Ooh, that was honestly wasn't too close in my opinion.
Blinn has definitely shown a great amount of competency, and we are now on a control center.
Interesting. We can see both teams bringing out the Orisa comps. Winthrop is not doing the sim, but Blinn is. This will be interesting. Oh, they are. Oof, I just need to keep my mouth shut.
And both teams are going to be doing a rush move.
This is basically who can take point first and who can brawl each other, because they're both on brawl comps. As we can see,
They are both running the same characters too.
exactly same. As we can see, Haluk has taken the fight with Infected. It's horse versus horse now. Oh, Infected takes down
Infected
Haluk.
takes out Haluk.
This is not looking good for Blinn. We can see them just Sunset takes down. But Sky Sniper goes down to Tree. Blinn is
still
down.
able to claim the objective slightly, but is getting rushed down.
Whereas Winthrop takes the point. See both teams just poking at this point. Sky Sniper brings out the Genji. You can see an interesting flank coming here. Not really anything going on.
Blinn is starting to push in, but will this be enough to move through the enemy's defense, especially considering
Infected finds
there are
Sunset.
high mounts
The Juno comes out
and
from
the Juno
Winthrop. They're pushing in. They're killing Blinn. Ooh, Regime finds his one. Unfortunately,
he
not
gets
enough.
refragged really quickly. The enemy team has 3 ultimates, meanwhile Blinn only legitimately has 3, possibly 4, but they need to be careful about that dead
Tree
eye.
gets taken out by Sky Sniper with a deflex, but
reflex
Infected finds
dead
2 on
eye.
Hutch and Sunset. Ooh. For a second, it looked like Blinn might be able to push through, but Winthrop said, nope. Stay back. Stay in spawn, Blinn.
But Blinn
but Terror
is
Surge
making
comes out from
a
Haluk.
decent amount of progress, but weren't able to claim the Genji.
Regime finds Rack Attack. They're pushing on to point. Haluk.
But
Hutch
Blinn
finds
is
Infected.
now on point.
Sunset gets Manchovies. Sunset finds 2 on Ultraviolet and Manchovies. They managed to take the point.
Blinn needs to be very careful at this point. The enemy team has 60%. If Blinn's going to make this an easy match for them, they really have to hold that defensive line.
And we can see Sky Sniper brings out the Genji ult, finds Smamchovies. Worth it, honestly. If you can get that one pick in and put your team up to the 5v4, this is looking good for
But
Blinn as they're
Blinn is
backing up the
now
points.
falling back.
Interesting. Infected was really low there, but Blinn just didn't want to take that risk. Understandable.
Yeah, especially considering the enemy team's about to have their own Dragon Blade.
Ooh, but Juno comes out from Winthrop.
But Blinn pops out their own.
Ooh. No one finds a pick yet. Terror Surge comes out from Winthrop.
Pops Deadeye. And the enemy team brings out their own Deadeye. But they get punished for it.
Ooh. Winthrop manages to take the point here, unfortunately. Hutch trying desperately to fight back, but not finding anything. Gets taken down by Infected. Ooh, this is not looking good for Blinn.
Infected definitely seems to be one of their more competent brawlers of the team, which makes sense for the tank.
Indeed.
Meanwhile, we have a Tracer going on the flank.
Interesting.
Yep.
If Sunset can find a pick on someone here, this will be huge. This is the last.
And Tracer comes in through the back.
Hutch finds Tree. Can Sunset find Juno? No. Unfortunately, he's forced to recall. You can see Infected desperately trying to fight each other and falls down to Hutch.
On the objective.
Blinn manages to retake the point this time.
But they have to be ultra careful. They cannot let a single flank in again. McCree drops our Tracer.
Ooh. Oh no, this is not good. Blinn needs to win this fight.
And Blinn's able.
Luke barely holding on. Juno comes out. This is huge. Can he get the? He brings out the Terror Surge. Finds nothing. Unfortunately, Infected brings out Terror Surge as well. And Skysniper finds Tree. Smash finds Haluk. Infected finds Regime.
But the enemy team is just rushing the objective.
Oh no. Blinn falls down. Unfortunately, Mapdrop manages to take this point and will most likely take round 2. We can see Haluk on the ball and desperate attempts to touch. Gets booped by Rack Attack. Ooh, what a boop. What a whip shot from Rack Attack. This will put them at 1-1.
The enemy team has definitely learned Blinn's kind of usual fighting style. We are now on Garden.
This is going to be the fight for this map, or this game. Blinn needs
to be very careful on this map, especially considering if the enemy team wants to bring a knockback character, because if they can send them off a ledge early in the fight, that'll definitely hurt their odds.
We can see the Sim TP trying to get to point first. Oh! Oh no! Haluk takes down Infected before the fight even starts. That is huge for Blinn. Oh my goodness, I'm lost for words right now.
Oh, the enemy team is just staying gapped.
We can see that the enemy team are just as in awe as I am. Oh my goodness, that is huge for Blinn. They managed to take a point here.
Playing the objective, but the enemy team is definitely pushing in, putting a whole lot of work into their tank.
Ooh, Tree takes down Sunset. This isn't looking good for Blinn now. This is 4v5, and Haluk goes down to Infected. Infected was angry about that shot earlier and said, "Get down."
Could you blame him?
I definitely would be a bit upset if that happened to me.
Take out the Echo, but does also fall.
Ooh, I'm just in awe. You never know. They got 19%, not a lot, but you just don't know. Maybe that 19% could mean victory for Blinn here. It really just depends on how well they play. As we can see Skysniper flanking in the back, nearly goes down to Tree. Not good for Blinn. Not good at all.
They really need to figure out a way to take out the Ashe, because the Ashe is taking out their primary DPSs.
Ooh, and Haluk
the enemy team has 3 ultimates. Blinn only has 2.
We can see Infected takes down. Infected brings out Terror Surge. Does not manage to find one, but hits Hutch square on, and Hutch goes down. These are just such detrimental staggers.
The enemy team is definitely keeping Blinn further away from the objectives than Blinn would desire.
And we can see Sky Sniper trying to go on the flank along with Regime here, maybe able to find something. He does have Barrage. If Sky Sniper can get a pick, does he get one? No! They fly off and both
Barrage
Juno
was
ults
going to
come
be
out.
activated, it would be right about there.
Rocket Attack takes down Sunset. Oh! Ultraviolet takes down Sky, and Tree takes down Haluk. This isn't
And
good.
leaves only
Regime finds Tree.
Brigida on the site, but they go down quickly.
This is not good, Doc. This is not good.
Blinn really needs to be a lot more careful with this comp. Either they're going to be going in for the Hail Mary of a rush, or they're going to have to figure out a way to make the important elimination.
We can see Spanchovies uses Echo ult to copy Sunset, and Infected takes him down. We can see Infected flanking behind, using Terra Surge, finds Regime. Skysniper does manage to find Tree.
But Haluk is on the objective, but he gets taken out, leaving only Tracer, who's barely able to weave in and out on the battlefield, trying to escape Haluk.
Sunset goes down. Unfortunate.
But
First map will go to Winthrop.
Winthrop has definitely shown a high amount of adaptability. Blinn needs to be very careful, especially with Tree. Tree seems to be their primary way to hit elims, or at least important picks.
We can see Sky Sniper going in, managing to find several picks, uses Barrage. Unfortunate that Blinn wasn't able to really capitalize on that first pick. I'm still in awe about that first pick. I really am.
Indeed. We are going to be moving on to a hybrid map. So this would be things like King's Row, Nubani, etc., etc.
Indeed. I'm honestly expecting a King's Row here, but who knows what exactly Blinn will choose, as this is their map pick, and they are choosing Kings.
I'd say they really do need to be careful, especially since this enemy seems very comfortable at playing long range. So if they aren't able to close that distance quick enough, that might put in a little too much damage that Blinn's healers might not be able to recover from.
Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to see if Blinn tries to take this brawl comp again. We saw that Winthrop were actually able to fight against Blinn in that.
The main thing is either Blinn needs to go a lot more defensively, or they need to somehow bring a lot more heavier pick classes. Somebody that can take out a target close or far away. Because they really need to either eliminate the high value targets or be able to just withstand the fight long.
Mm-hmm.
And we might have a Winston on the field.
Ooh. I can only assume the Widow. I can only assume the Widow is for an early pick, probably.
Yep. Enemy team is bringing along a Hanzo and the Sun Lady.
Interesting. I think we can see Haluk might just be going Winston here to try and bubble Sunset, just to ensure that nothing bad happens. That's interesting. That I really haven't even seen that before. You can see Ultraviolet on the Zen going up high ground along with Tree as Widow. I can honestly see Sunset sending Widow
team
just to try and fight.
Drops out a Echo Arrow, is able to quickly see Blinn's little trick there. Blinn is rushing in, still swapping out for a rest up.
And we can see the two Orisas are taking the fight 1v1. Tree and Sunset are staying on Widow. This This is basically a fight of who can get the pick first, which Widow can get a pick first. Oh, and Infected takes down Sunset. Oh no, what are you doing there, Sunset? You're a Widow.
Blinn is still
Blinn to go
taking
back.
on the fight, but the enemy team is just pushing Blinn back while supporting their main tank.
Oh, we see the teabag from Infected coming out. Oh no. This is not
Takes out
sportsmanlike.
their Zenyatta,
Ooh,
and the
Haluk
enemy
takes down
team is
Ultraviolet.
quickly pushing back.
Sunset takes down Tree. This is huge for Blinn. They can take the point here. Oh, and Haluk finds
As long as they keep their
Smashovies.
feet on the objective. And
We can see some sort of staggering against the Orisa.
yep, Orisa goes down. The enemy team is just hanging back, preparing for the incoming push.
I think Infected got a little bit too cocky there. We could see him teabagging,
Sunset
obviously
takes out Tree.
ignoring everything.
Blinn needs to get at least one person on the cart. And we are now in the pushing phase. The enemy team's going to have 3 ultimates. Blinn has 3 of their own.
If Sunset can find a pick here, this will be a huge. Can he find? He finds this Echo.
Both Junos activate, and Haluk takes out You Know Yourself. In
Ooh,
fact,
we have a
however,
little duel
takes out
here.
Haluk. But Haluk only has 1 healer on him. But that is enough to keep Blinn holding back.
The battle of the century here, Tree versus Sunset. Widow title, that's what they're fighting for here. And they were not able to find anyone somehow.
Sunset is now
by
entering
two.
a
Sky
Widowmaker,
takes down Smashovies.
but Tree
Infected
takes out
down
Sunset.
Haluk. Oh, Rally comes out from Regime, interestingly. Transcendence comes out from Ultraviolet.
Leading
Blinn
ultimately a
picked up
pretty
this.
wasted ultimate.
Oh, Infected takes down Regime. This isn't looking good. for
Ultraviolet
Blinn.
takes out Sky Snake. And You Know Yourself takes out Hutch. They are swapping out Blinn is still keeping a Widowmaker, which I am quite surprised. I feel like maybe Ash or somebody who can still do those close and far ranges might be a little more comfortable in a fight like this. Maybe even bring an Echo of their own.
Indeed. I mean, I think the only reason why they're still using this Widow comp is because Tree is playing Widow himself. The threat of a Widow is just so much, you kind of need another Widow to really do anything against that.
Either that or you need to bring a shield.
Oh, Tree takes down Sunset. That's a Widow diff right there, putting Winthrop up 1. Ooh.
Sky Sniper is able to take out Infected though. But Blinn does not have enough forces in order to capitalize on that pick.
Now this is actually somewhat good for Blinn when you think about it, because they have better spawns here. Infected is all the way at the very last spawn for defense.
That might be true, but they still need to be highly careful with just the respawn timer not working in their favor. The tank is still coming back, and they really need to get prepared. But Trees takes out Sunset.
Coffee coming up from Smashovies.
And
This is bad.
nobody's really
Oh,
pushing
Smashovies
hard.
goes down. This is good for Blinn. They're up 4-5 now. Juno comes out from Hutch, is interestingly enough, as well as You Know Yourself and Ultraviolet. Infected takes down Hutch. Wow, Winthrop
But
is
Sunset
basically
is
holding
slowly-
this perfectly.
Lightly tapping the cart in order to push it little by
Ooh,
little.
Regime finds Sky, or Ultra, my bad. Sky finds Tree.
Infected just kind of takes the L there. The enemy
Indeed.
team is pushing back. Tree gonna have their
Well, if they can
ultimate.
get this
The enemy team
kill on the
swaps
Juno,
out
that'd be
for
huge. Unfortunately, they
Rem-
don't.
they swap out for the Sun Lady.
Sun Lady. Interesting comm. For Iyari.
Iadi. That's her name. Iadi.
That is an
They are
interesting
just
pick in my opinion.
camping out in that little corner while Blinn is pushing. And they are
See.
pushing ahead.
Both teams are taking the fight main. Let's see. Ooh, you know
But
yourself
Blinn is
nearly
still
goes
pushing
down.
ahead.
See, Smanchovies. Oh, Smanchovies takes down Sky. In fact, he takes down Sunset. And Smanchovies takes down
Three for
Luke.
the morgue.
Ooh, this is not
Turn that
looking
into
good.
4. That's a team kill.
Team kill, 4 kills from the Echo. That was detrimental. Blinn needs to cap this if there are any hopes to get to the 3rd point.
But they might have a trick up their sleeve. They do have both a rally and a Dragon Blade. If the Dragon Blade's able to get in, especially in the back, and able to take the key eliminations like Widowmaker, that might help Blinn be able to push through this very, very tight movement section.
Ooh, Regime takes down Infected.
Regime
That's
takes out
good.
Infected, and Blinn
Blinn
is
needs to
starting to
push this
ahead.
now.
And they do! Quickly taking up that select.
We can see the Juno coming out from mid-drop. Haluk does have Terra Surge. Are they going to touch? They need to touch! Oh, they almost C9'd that.
And Blinn is still moving ahead, but they need to be careful. The enemy team is just hanging around each corner. Ultraviolet takes out Sky Snipe,
What is Infected doing?
and it's just now a duel of the tanks
Ooh,
on
oh,
final
no.
court, but they managed to take it back.
Man, Winthrop was just able to say, nope, you're not getting that point. It was really close from Blinn, though. Ooh.
I'm gonna be honest, the Pharah pick should have stayed. It really needs to swap out that Widowmaker, in my opinion. Because obviously you cannot keep up that constant offensive push against that Widowmaker. They definitely were. You cannot push the Widowmaker. You need a Widowmaker to push you.
Mm-hmm. We could see the Widow's first points. They played Widow that entire round, did they not? Until the last point. Tree was just able to find more picks than Sunset. We can see
And
still
looks like we're going to be seeing the Widow duel once again. Blinn is getting their defense set up while the enemy team is gathering up and figure out how to address this upcoming matchup.
We can see roughly they're using the same comp. I am interested to see as to why Ultraviolet decided to bring out Iyadi. She's not a bad pick, definitely, but kind of surprising to me.
I do not really... I think Iyadi especially works on a heavily defensive setup, but on offense, she is still pretty capable, but I definitely recommend somebody a little more distant, like namely like Ana or maybe even a Mercy if you want a lot more direct healing.
Oh, Haluk takedowns Tree. The horse outsnipes the sniper.
Sunset takes out Sam Chovies. And Blinn is trying to take out the tank in the back line while the enemy team
what an
is
oh
able to claim
no!
some.
Oh, Sunset took down Ultra, but then Tree took down Sunset. Hunch finds Infected. What was Infected doing back there? Blinn manages to hold this. This is good
Enemy
for them.
team is now gathering up near the objective while it's pretty well only the tanks and DPS is nearby. And they are just bullied into a corner. They are able to take out Infected.
Oh no! Skyscraper finds two. Tree finds Sunset though. Oh, the Tree goes down to Haluk. You can see if they can get that Juno there, that'd be huge, but I doubt it. Ooh, close. We can see Infected.
This is a very interesting step from Blinn, but they do need to be careful.
They do very much.
Especially as they're being pushed back into the corner.
Ooh, Juno comes out.
Bring out
Sunset
Juno.
finds Ultra. Sky Sniper finds Infected. You know yourself is in a bad position. Most likely going to go down, only staggering himself. Oh, what a dirty shot from Sunset.
Blinn is now just hunkering back down their little corner.
Blinn might be able to hold this. They're doing good so far.
No one can
They definitely are, and they
Sights comes
activate
out.
Widowmaker.
Both sides come out from both teams. Can they find... Ooh. Almost
But the
finds
enemy
the
team is
Echo.
dropping down onto the objective.
Ooh, Haluk finds
Haluk
Tree,
is
but
able to
Ultra
take out
finds
Tree, but
Sky.
Ultraviolet takes out Sky.
Oh, Sunset gets dove by the horse. Infected taking down the sniper. We can see...
Leaving only Haluk on the field.
Leaving both supports left alive. Unfortunately, Ultraviolet takes down Haluk. They managed to secure the point with drop. It looked like Blinn might have been able to hold them there. We got Infected taking the fight up close.
Enemy team has 3 ultimates, meanwhile Blinn only has 1.
Yeah, we can see Winthrop might be... Oh! Smanchovies takes down Hutch, but Haluk takes down Smanchovies. They're even, but this isn't good for Blinn because of the respawn points. You can see... Oh, Tree takes down Sunset.
And they are making quick progress through the tunnel, pushing back Blinn.
Blinn cannot die here. They just need to stabilize, regroup, and push them back, which they are managing to do as Haluk finds Smanchovies. Infected, barely surviving because of his supports. You can see they're taking the fight on card, but Juno ult comes out. Both Juno ults come out. Basically, who can kill who first? Infected pulls out. The Terra Surge manages... Ultra goes down to Haluk. You can see Tree and You Know Yourself manages to get out quickly. That was
Blinn
a good fight.
Still holding on, but they definitely need to be careful about the upcoming ultimates.
Indeed, they need to be careful. If Blinn loses this fight, it might be game.
Tree takes out Hutch.
We can see... Oh, Regime needs to live this. Barely managed to survive. That's a huge pick. Genjio comes out from Sky.
Haluk takes out Tree.
Copy. Oh, Haluk finds
But Blinn is just bullying
Infected
the remaining
is left
team.
alive. This is going to be a huge stagger from Blinn if they can take him out. Infected barely holding on.
So much
manages
healing.
to live that. What are these supports from Map Drop? Ooh. Haluk needs to live here. And he does. Sights comes out from Sunset. If he can find
Both
a
teams
pick,
bring out
huge.
Infrared.
Oh! They
Infected
trade!
takes out Sunset. But
Infected
Sunset was
has
able to take
Terra
out their
Surge
Echo.
here. Sky manages to live. Terra Surge comes out. Can he find anything? He finds Sky! Juno ult comes out. This is not looking good for Blinn as Infected
And
takes out Sky. You know,
pushed
takes out
right back
Haluk.
in.
Regime pops Rally as hopes to try and turn around this fight, and unfortunately is not able to get anything. This might be game here.
But Blinn is swapping over to a rush setup. But they bring out a Sombra?
Oh, Haluk goes down. This isn't looking good for Blinn. They need a miracle here. Sombras goes down. Unfortunately, they are not able to pull it back. Winthrop takes map 2.
Blinn needs to be very careful. They are trying to definitely face the enemies with their own comp. I'd say they really need to focus on like direct counters. Like back in my day, we would ride out a Reaper and melt it through that Orisa.
Oh yeah, you would have seen Reaper, Zen, probably a Symmetra in there too. It's basically
Definitely an Ana.
Exactly. At this point, it's basically a fight of who can outbrawl who. You know?
Yeah, but the enemy team definitely has a much, I'd say, much more dense healer factor. Like every time Infected gets super low, he just pushes into a corner and is immediately healed back up to over half.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
we saw.
Blinn's healers are a lot more burst based, like specifically Brigida. That isn't a quick heal. Still decent chunks, but not enough to be able to keep somebody in the fight as long as you want.
Yeah, we saw several points. Infected nearly went down, and if they had, Blinn probably would have been in a better position. But it was just those supports, Rack Attack and Ultraviolet, that were just keeping them alive. We can see now that this is going to go to Blinn again, as they choose
Rack
New
Attack
Junk
wasn't
City.
part of the setup. They just brought in Rack Attack. It was originally, you know yourself.
Oh, my apologies. Well, you get what I mean. Their supports really kept them up there. And as we can see, Blinn is choosing New Junk. We all know really well that Blinn knows how to play a good Junker Queen comp on New Junk City, but from what we've seen nothing but Orisa. So this will be interesting to see what Blinn decides to do here.
I'd strongly recommend figuring out a much more effective way in order to break through the enemy's heal. If you know what they need to bring, they need to bring an Ana. They absolutely need to bring an Ana. If they're able to block healing, that would break the enemy setup.
That would be huge, but obviously having that Ana does put you at risk of having this diveable character. If either team were to play Ana, they would really have to protect. That Ana would really have to try and live her best. And as we can
Yes,
see, New
and
Junk
the
City.
upcoming map is very
Mhm,
tightly knit together.
not really
So
a
bringing
good Ana
along
map.
a character like that would definitely be a risk. But I feel like if you're able to counter the enemy team's healing, that is much higher.
hmm It'll definitely be interesting to see what they do here. I wouldn't be surprised if they obviously stuck to what has been working, meaning the Orisa comps with Juno, Brig, Ashe, Sojourn. We could see Genji. I wouldn't be
I don't know. I
surprised.
don't really feel like the brig is working, in my opinion.
Yeah,
The brig just feels like an extra DPS who is not securing enough DPS.
mm-hmm. It would be nice to see something different, obviously, but like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they continued to run the same thing they had been running, because obviously Winthrop, it's been working for them. Blinn has been managing to surprise us and hold their ground steadily, but we can just see that Winthrop really knows how to use that brawl comp to their advantage.
Absolute. Either that or a much more devious pick, in my opinion, would probably be bringing a Moira.
Ooh, now you're speaking my language. Moira definitely isn't. The thing is about Moira, though, she doesn't have those game-changing abilities that Juno has and Brig has. She has that damage. She has that healing. She has that survivability, but she doesn't have those abilities.
Blinn needs harassment. That is what they desperately need,
I
in
agree
my
with you.
opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the point of having the fanciest tool in the shed when you can't be able to chop down the wood? You need to be able to dilute the enemy's healing at a certain degree, or at least keep them not being able to heal longer.
Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to see what they pull. Patch notes really did favor Orisa comps, so we'll be probably seeing them again.
Indeed.
But tell me, Doc, how do you think this map will go? What does Blinn need to do to take this?
If Blinn was going to do anything, I'm not sure why I'm really feeling like we might see in May. But we need to. Blinn is going to take one of the objectives very quickly, but they are going to struggle to hold on to it, leading to the enemy being able to swoop in and kind of stagger their progress. And that might happen once or twice, but Blinn is definitely going to be capturing one of the points eventually. But I do see a very very high chance that Winthrop might be able to secure a win out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Hear me, Blinn? Bring it on!
Bring it on. Hear our cries, Blinn, please. So we can see some chats. Obviously, I will agree that this new season definitely makes the game feel a bit different.
I don't really see a huge difference. It really does feel like the same old setups, but I could definitely be wrong that there might be a lot more going on underneath the hood.
Mm-hmm. We can see some humor coming out from both teams. And as obviously as we predicted before, they're bringing out the Orisa comps.
And the end, Blinn is rushing into the hammer mill.
What's interesting is Winthrop is using double speed boost here with the Lucio. You don't really see that much, which is interesting. We can see they're pushing up Jay. We can see them pushing on Blinn. Blinn backing up. Haluk barely. Oh, Haluk goes down from rack attack. This isn't looking good.
Blinn is
Blinn has
trying
lost their
to play
tank.
around the objective internally, but the enemy team is definitely hanging out. Is going to have a much stronger presence once they push in.
Blinn does manage to take the point here, though, which is really what matters. Sky goes down, Hutch and Sunset. This really isn't looking good for Blinn, as Regime is the last one standing and goes down. But 26%? That could easily mean game win or game loss. As we can see, oh, Haluk gets picked! Well, what are you doing, Haluk? You're the tank. You need to stay back for a second. Oh, no.
The enemy team is pushing all the way to Blinn's spawn, quickly making a point lead against Blinn. The enemy team has almost four ultimates. Meanwhile, Blinn really only has feasibly 2.
Ooh. Tree take. Oh,
Deadeye takes out
so
2.
many ults just came out
Infect
there.
takes out.
And
It
we
is
can
a
see
team
the
kill.
emote coming out from Infected. The disrespect. What is happening here? Oh, he gets taken down instantly. Tree, you are not a bush. You cannot hide there. Oh, but the beat comes out from rack attack. Sunset uses
Deadeye comes
Noon.
out, but is immediately wasted.
What is happening
What's
right
this?
now?
Genji's on the point.
We can see Sky tries to. Oh, he manages to C9, giving them a bit extra points. Probably not going to matter though. Sky does take down
The
rack
Sky
attack,
Sniper goes
surprisingly.
down. The team claims it.
What happened there, Doc? I mean, they were up the spawn. Withdraw used 3 ults there. I think 4 actually, and took it easily.
The main thing that Blinn needs to be very careful about is the fact that the enemy team definitely feels a lot more comfortable not utilizing an ult until Blinn drops down.
Ooh, Sky Sniper finds Tree. This is going to be a huge advantage for Blinn.
The enemy team is pushing in only really 2 fighters on the ring. Meanwhile, Blinn is gathering all their forces near the
Infected
objective.
goes down. What? I don't know if that was accidental or on purpose, but just ran right in, died, and gave Blinn the points.
And Blinn has the point, but they need to be careful. The enemy team is definitely going to be gathering right back up. Especially a Dragon Blade in such a closely knit room will be dangerous.
Oh, does Tree know? Tree does not know about the horses behind him. Haluk uses Terror. Oh! Sky
That's
Sniper
3.
finds
Make that 4. The
Oh
4.
my goodness.
The
What
4
happened
pieces
there?
lead. Make that 5.
Oh my. I don't know if you saw it earlier, but Haluk was just hiding in that corner waiting for them. What is happening here? Ooh.
The tank is stealthy. What did you expect?
The entire team is stealthy, it would appear, as they're hiding and taking the fight early.
And
Sky finds
it's
Ultra.
walking
This is
out.
huge for Blinn.
A Deadeye but isn't able to take out anybody. Tree taking out
Taro
Sunset.
comes out
It
from...
did
Ooh, does not find anyone, but Tree does manage to find 2 with Hutch.
The enemy team is quickly taking out Blinn's forces, but Regime is able to take out their Genji before they're able
B comes out
to
from Rack
win a lot.
Attack. Oh, but Regine takes down Rack Attack and says, "Sit down. I can ult better
But
than
Blinn
you."
is able to still keep the objective.
Blinn manages to secure this 1 point. We can see Rack Attack switching off of Lucio to go back to Brig here.
Interesting pick. Having a near identical comp.
We can see a fight is being taken on the point that's been lost. They managed to find everyone except for Rack Attack. Interesting. Haluk did use Terra Surge there, which was a bit questionable in my opinion. Don't know if they had to use that. But as we can see, both teams don't actually have any ults here.
They need to be very, very careful with that. If Blinn wasted that ult, that might be a painful accident.
Oh, Tree barely managed. They're pushing him. Oh, Sky finds Tree. This is looking good for Blinn. If they can keep the momentum, which they do, Hutch finds Ultraviolet, leaving Infected and Rack Attack, and Smanchovi's left. Unfortunately, they go down instantly.
And Blinn is just having a
friendly interaction from the other horse coming in. Oh, that's a huge stagger.
Haluk takes out Infected. But they swap out for a Junkrat?
A Junkrat comes out? This is an interesting game. I am not going to lie to you. As Haluk is on a rampage, finds 3. Haluk is on a huge momentum streak right now.
I'd say the McCree really needs to stay further back.
What are you doing, Haluk? You're in there too far. Infected brings out the Terra Surge, finds Sunset. This is not looking good, but surprisingly,
go down, but they are able to still take the objective. Now it's going to be a push.
I forget that Flashpoint goes by so fast. They probably knew they were safe and were like, let's have fun with it. Let's get them to use ults. Yeah.
And the enemy team is flooding around the objective really quickly.
Yeah, as we can see, Blinn does have the better ult economy, which makes me think them pushing up there was part of the plan. Really goes to show you how organized both teams are. We can see the fight is being taken. Terror Surge comes out from Haluk, does not find anyone, but Hutch uses Juno ult, but Rack Attack takes down quickly. 2 with Sunset and Haluk. Blinn, what are you doing? You had the ult advantage there.
Yes, but they quickly burned through it. The enemy team having 2 very, very aggressive ults.
Yeah, this isn't looking good for Blinn. They're probably going to get close to Noon, but Winthrop has 2 with Tire and Noon of their own.
It really depends on who's going to be in the open or who is grouped up the tightest. Is going to really decide which ult is going to be brought out first.
We can see.
And Deadeye
uses, but Sam finds Regime, but Sunset finds Rack Attack. You can see
Deadeye comes out and takes down the
Sunset finds 3.
And they take back
Sam to be the only survivor. Blinn managed to take that back quickly. They're going to try and find Sam here. If they can find Sam, that'd be huge. But Sam does manage to barely get away there. That's good for Winthrop and bad for Blinn. And as Regime walks into an obvious trap,
Blinn is quickly coming back on the objective as the enemy team is collecting back together.
And we can see Infected is taking the fight onto point. He does have Terra Surge. Can he find anything with it? But Juno ult comes out from Blinn. So does Terra Surge come out from Withdraw. Can Infected find anything? No, Regime finds
takes out
Tree.
Blinn is still keeping a presence on the field, but the enemy team is still surrounding them. Haluk is able to take out Infected.
This is good for Blinn. Ooh. Blinn might win this right here.
As long as they're able to keep not a single foot touching that objective, they have it right in the bag.
Sky Cyber finds tree. Let's go. Blinn finds the third map in their favor. Could this be the beginning of a reverse sweep? I would certainly hope so.
Possibly. They need to get through this upcoming push map, however. And judging by past experiences, we're going to be probably taking the Canadian Metro map for our push.
Mm-hmm.
What was your thoughts on that matchup?
I'm just... If I'm going to be honest, is it weird for me to think that Winthrop was on purposely throwing that?
Yeah, that I would agree. That is pretty strange. Get that thought out of your head.
But yeah, I just... That first point, Winthrop was basically just playing with them, but then all of a sudden, Blinn took it back. Can only think...
Blinn is
maybe...
very, very comfortable on Flashpoint. They don't have to hold an objective very long, and they can be as aggressive as possible.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, that was a game. I'm gonna be honest, and it surprises me that these are both such high-level teams, and they can just get away with the most craziest stuff. It honestly really surprises me what the teams can do.
I agree.
And we can see this is gonna go to next map. Will go to Winthrop. Obviously, they're gonna choose one that will probably favor them. This is going to be difficult for Blinn because of that fact.
May I just say, first of all, chat, we want more action in the chat. We're watching you, always watching, but second of all, I definitely agree. Blinn needs to be very careful with this upcoming matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Which picks are you going to predict? Do you think we're going to have the same old comp of like a Kree, Rissa, good old Genji, Brigida, and Juno? Or are you expecting possibly somebody else brought along?
There's no reason to assume that they wouldn't go that way, because Winthrop has literally ran nothing but that, but I think it really depends on the map they choose. It would be interesting to see if they do play something different, but honestly, I think they will just stick to what they've been playing with. It obviously has been working out. No reason to change, but I would like to see a little change as they choose Runa Sapi. Interesting pick, in my opinion.
Indeed.
This does feel like a more brawl map to me, so I wouldn't be too surprised. I'd be willing to bet that they're definitely going to play the Orisa comp again.
If I'm going to predict any swaps, I might see the McCree being swapped out for a Sojourn. But other than that, I do not expect to see any major comp changes.
That is, I'm going to be honest, I'm surprised. We haven't seen much of Sojourn, because Sojourn did did get buffed this season. So interesting that we haven't seen too much of them.
I'm guessing burst fire characters have definitely became a lot more appealing for the broader setup teams. Despite Orisa being what I consider a pretty fully automatic tank, and we are right into the matchup.
All right. As we can see, beautiful map of Runasapi. I'm still in awe about how well done they did with this map. Very beautiful, very well done.
I'll admit, it is a very aesthetically pleasing map, but every time I see the little techno stuff, I can only see the Vex from Destiny. It even has the milk waterfalls. And we are going to be getting the same setups.
Yes, as we can see, No doubt in my mind, we brought out the horse comps again, or excuse me, the Orisa comps again.
But what's this? How peculiar. We might have... Never mind.
I had hope there for a second that we might see something different, but once again, they stayed the course.
And the enemy teams are going to be matching up real soon, but Blinn is very quick on the push.
As we can see both teams coming up at the point at the exact same time. They're taking the fight on the left near the Mega. This will be essential for either team to take control.
The enemy team definitely likes to take higher ground. Either that or much more condensed areas, forcing Blinn to kind of have to push back. Blinn is
Haluk finds
slightly
Ultra.
able to push ahead. Tree goes down. But it's now 2v2 on the spot, but they go down.
Ooh, and that's a team kill right there. Blinn just walks right over them.
And Blinn is starting to push the wall. They need to be very careful. The enemy team is starting to come back, and they are trying to make sure Blinn cannot make that first checkpoint.
Yeah, as we can see, they're grouping up to try and take this fight. Blinn
But
backs
Blinn
up
is
a
no
little
longer
bit.
pushing the bomb. The enemy team's flooding all.
Ooh, Haluk nearly
All
goes
on
down
top.
here. They need to keep him alive. Haluk barely holding on. Thank you, support. Oh no, but it doesn't matter in the end.
The enemy team takes out our McCree, but McCree was able to take out the tank. And Blinn is still able to keep up in the fight.
Wow.
The enemy team has a Deadeye ready, but they're probably going to be saving that for later. Street takes out Regine. But Blinn
man.
goes down. But they still have a slight advantage with how far they push their bot.
That was a very interesting fight. Honestly, not too bad. They did use Juno out there, but they have everything else. Winthrop has everything else. It's looking good for them. I'd be worried about Blinn if I was them right now.
Indeed.
Oh,
Deadeye comes out, but isn't able to secure a kill.
oh
The enemy
no.
team takes out 4 in total, leading only Hulk, and Hulk goes down.
Yeah, that was 3 ults from Winthrop right there, leaving Blinn with just 1 as well.
And they swap out for an Ash.
Interesting. Will be I would like to see how Ashe will play into this. She's definitely a good pick this season, especially against a comp like that.
Yeah. And especially considering this map has decently long sight lines that Blinn can take advantage of.
We can see Winthrop manages to get the point. Haluk brings out the Terror Surge and finds Sam. Can they keep up the momentum? No. Tree finds Sky, putting them evenly. Both Genjis are dead. We can see the Juno comes out from a hutch.
But Blinn is able to take back the bot while harassing the enemy team.
Oh no, but the
Infect
Juno
is
ult from
staying in
Winthrop
the
comes
fight.
out and Sunset goes down. Winthrop is pushing back up as Infected takes down. Probably is going to take down Haluk anytime now. Oh no, Haluk managed to live that. That's... Oh no. I must
The
have
enemy
jinxed them
team
there.
has completely surrounded the bot, and they are just quickly pushing right up to Blinn's doorway. Blinn needs to figure out something.
Blinn
right
needs to
about
stop
now.
this push right now.
Yes, I'd say if they're able to get a bod to hit the wall next to the plant, that might be a
Oh
key
no!
pick.
Oh! What
But
a
2 go
disgusting
down.
combo. I don't know if you saw that, but Infected went in with Terra Surge, and their break instantly, Rack Attack instantly used Rally to get that stun. That was very detrimental for Blinn. This might be last fight here.
Tree takes out Hope, but Sunset swaps over to a Widowmaker?
Interesting pick, in my opinion, not gonna lie.
Yeah, especially considering how close the enemy team is getting. But Blinn is starting to play around the bot.
Oh, but Rack Attack take down Sky. Trees takes down Hutch. No, this isn't looking good for Blinn.
And that
That's
is a team
game.
kill.
GG's.
Winthrop wins. They
Yes.
did an amazing job. Blinn definitely tried, but they definitely were able to, or I'd say the biggest difference, they had a much stronger support network. The support definitely focused on the tank a lot more, allowing the tank to be, of course, the big main fight point, while their DPSs are able to make those important eliminations.
Oh man, but that was definitely a very close game, if I will be frank.
Indeed.
All right, well, anything you want to leave off with, Doc?
This was a noteworthy matchup, especially for the start of the season. I hope everybody else who is playing tonight is enjoying the current season with all its changes. I'm looking forward to the Halloween event, especially going to enjoy Junkenstein this year.
Yeah, I mean, what can you expect? It's basically a battle of who can brawl better at this point.
Indeed.
All right. Well,
Well,
with
good
that out of the
night,
way.
everyone.
Sorry? Go ahead.
That is about it, everyone. I wish everybody a good night and good luck in your future matches.
Indeed. Take care, everyone. Hope you sleep well. Ready to see you all when we see you all again.